Good morning, Rabbi Sai. There's no need to do that over. That was unbelievable. Those tops. Number one ever. Stronger than Bellworks. And there was 2,000 people at Bellworks. I'm serious. No, Nisano. Unbelievable. Baruch shechiyonu v'kiyimonu v'giyonu la'azman hazeh. You have no idea how emotional I am to be in London, be here with all the chevra. It's been a long time in the making. The shir just started close to 4 years ago, and we had a small chabura. We started with 8 people, and it grew to the point that come to a city, far out city, London, and there's hundreds of people that are mishtatzim in the daf, literally mishpacha. There's so many faces that I recognize and so many people that sent in emails. And finally here to meet in person, it's unbelievable that so many people, basically most of the people on this front table over here are people that flew in from Chutz La'aretz. People that flew in from Eretz Yisrael, from America. Before we begin, I have to give a tremendous hakar zatoiv, tremendous hakar zatoiv to Dov Harris, who's the main Dov, you want to come? Dov, please come here. I need to talk to you in person. Where's the third one? Dov, I want to just give you this tiny little thing that you could put somewhere. Come here. In honor of Dov Harris, please accept this token of our appreciation and recognition of your tireless efforts, commitment, dedication, which is much appreciated. You are a valued member of our MDY team, and together we'll continue Lahagdil Torah La'adira, Eli Stefansky, Merkaz Daf Yomi, Sima Sechtes Ksubes, Zayin Cheshvan. Shkoyach. Shkoyach. The next one, in honor of Ari Davis. Where's Ari? Another one. You're going to have to share this one with Shlomi Leitner. I don't know where his is. It's in the car somewhere. Ari and Shlomi, come Shlomi. Again, please accept this token of appreciation, recognition of your tireless efforts, commitment. Come. Listen, this is one fraction of what was in our box that we got in the hotel room. You have no idea the attention to detail. The Avdallah said with the MDY logo and the whole thing. Shkoyach, thank you very much. Thank you, Shlomi. Here, this half is yours, and this. We'll get the other. Shkoyach, Shlomi. These 3 chevra put this whole thing together. Shkoyach. Once I have everybody's attention before we start the shir, so it's not B'tul Torah, I want to point out to the oilam, because you guys are not really familiar. You hear the names, they're people on the screen, and so we have a bunch of people here that I think everybody should get to know, including Tomer Levy, Executive Director. Shkoyach, Tomer. I don't know what you're going to do with it. Okay, like this, fine. I don't know if it ruins the picture or not. Yosef Biliak, the editor, raise your hand. Boy, Yosef. Gary Ben Moshe, sitting right over there. Rabbi Sai, I don't think we would be here without Nisan Gans, who flew in from America, who does our marketing, and so much more behind the scenes, you have no idea. So Nisan Gans is for flying in. Right next to him is Yossi Klein. Yossi Klein. Raise your hand, Yossi. Come on, raise your hand. Yossi, if the Rebbe says, raise your hand, you raise your hand. Who else do we have here? Uncle Phil, who's looking for a hole to bury himself in. Mark Ashkenazi's right next to him. Noam Fix, one of the characters of Yuvamis, sits next to me. You have Official from Official Canada. Raise your hand, Official, come on. Right next to Official is Shmuley Fine, who also flew in. Shmuley, I don't know if you know, he started with us, Masechtas Megillah, made a siyum. He's Tainus. Should I tell the Olam a little bit about you? Not embarrassing in public. Okay. Shmuley is a great friend of Officials, and he's doing much better in his life ever since he started Tainus, and he's been learning more and more daf, and we hope you continue to learn Masechta after Masechta. We have, across from Official, we have Reb Chaim Levin. I think I forgot it in my room, but I was being Maver Sedra this morning. It's the first Aliyah. It's like from the first Psukim. Ves hanefesh asher osu b'choron. Uncle says, you can turn it down a little bit, Tzaddik. Uncle says, Ves nafshosa d'shabidu lo iraisa. The nefashis Avrum Avinu took with him the people that he got to learn Torah, and I thought immediately about Peretz Chaim Levin. Guy who stands outside and brought over 400 people to the shir, single-handedly. Put up 22 signs in 22 different stores. And you look at him, you think he's a Moiches Svarm or something. He's an executive in Goldman Sachs. He's a busy man, successful person, but the number one thing in his life is to get another year to learn Torah. Oh, the camps over here. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Yisrael Noyach, right? Stand up, Yisrael Noyach. He's a kid that sits next to me in Shir every day, and his father is right next to him, brought him here as a gift. Yishkoyach. Who else do we have here? We have Mordechai Peritin? How do you Pariente. Shkoyach for coming all the way from America. Donnie Fine, the famous real estate broker, Shmuley's father. And we have Dave Sharfman. Shkoyach. You brought something for the Olam? Or that's for... He made those, the Luach, beautiful Luach. A Daf Yomi Luach, I think he's going to give out to the Olam. Yishkoyach. Who else? Yisrael Shalitsky. Yevalde. Am I missing anybody? I don't know who they are. Oh, Murad Nakash. Where's Murad Nakash? I didn't say Mark Ashkenazi? Of course I did. We'll say it again. Mark Ashkenazi. Yisrael Goldstein. We gotta get a picture. No, we gotta get a geschmack picture of the whole olam. How are we gonna do it? You have a lift? How are you gonna do it? Okay, you have a way. Yossi Dahari's here? Where? That's a nice surprise. Where's Yossi? Yossi, he's walking all the way from the back. Geschmack. I thought you're Manchester and London. Gewaldig. Yossi Dahari, Yishkoyach for all your avoida in Manchester and beyond. Yishkoyach. Also made a luach. I shouldn't have spoken about. Okay, he's the original luach of MDY. Yishkoyach. And Aaron Jamel came with Murad Nakash. I don't know where he's hiding. Where's Murad Nakash? He's taking notes. He's the one that did Bellworks. He's taking notes. Rabbi said this is the whole new standard in Siyum for MDY. So I'll speak a little bit at the Siyum. We'll jump right into it. Today happens to be Hashgacha Pratis, a beautiful, beautiful daf that has everything to do with Daf Yomi and MDY. You're going to love it. But before we go, we have to give a little bit of Akar Satov to the sponsors. The MDY Learning Committee are grateful for the generous, anonymous sponsors of tonight's shir, and we hope that the zchusim are Lili Nishmas, those who are to be remembered And for those who need continued brachas, simchas, and nachas, wishing continued Lhatzlachas in their respective yeshivas to Aryeh, Menachem, Mendel, Ben Eliezer. Thank you for your generous sponsor, to the generous sponsor of the Gemaras tonight at the Siyum, Eli Nishmas, Mishloom David, Ben Eliezer, zchus. By the way, last night, amazing. Over 300 people showed up to the shir, and 27 people joined the shir. It's an amazing accomplishment. Shkoya. Wishing for a zivug hagun from Miriam Basar Bela. The sound system for tonight's shir and event has been generously provided and arranged by MDY shir member Tuli Bors of NTV Sound. Shkoyach Tuli. And there's other sponsors in the background. Avoisai sponsorships are still available. It's a very, very expensive evening. And if people don't step up, one or two individuals are going to have to fork it all out. So we'll help them out. Who? Avrum Epstein is also here? Wow. Where is he? I don't see. Did anybody spot a guy with a very long beard? Shalom Aleichem Avrum. Wow. Big zchus. The Koilel is sponsored. Lili Nishmas Yosef and Chaya. The Masechta is sponsored. How does this go again? Ein zgula k'Torah ve'ein Tomchia k'i'Yakov Vi'al lak. Thanks, Yosef, for switching the words on me today. Lili Nishma zechurya ben Moshe. The sponsor of the month, Jeff Rosner's zchus of his son Yosef Simcha Chaim ben Sarah Chana Refuah Shlaima. Amen. The parents of Chodesh, Dr. Avrum Epstein, in memory of my dear departed loved ones, included in my recent Yontav yizkors. Parents Hayoim Eliyahu Haber, Lhatzlachas Miriam Rachel, bas Chava Elisheva Haber, having a heart procedure today. Should have Refuah Shlaima. Nisim, Akilov, Mazal to Mikhail and Esther, Aminov, upon the birth of a baby boy. Mazal tov. Boisai. Here we go. Leilu Nishmas, Imi Mirosi, Rusbas Mordechai. We're holding the very, very last words. The women also could see this, or this is only for men? Just for men. Good, so I don't have to be careful. Okay, great. V'amarav Gidol Amarav. The last words in Daf Zayin Amud Beis. Amarav Gidol Amarav, Daf Ches Amud Aleph. Minayin shenishboim lekayim es hamitzvah. How do you know? Let's say you want to wear tefillin and you want to force yourself to wear tefillin, so you make a shvuah. How do you know that it works and you'd be perhaps chayiv in a carbon? It says in the pasuk, "Nefesh kisishava levate b'svosayim." You say it with your mouth, lahora or lehetiv, for good or for bad or for good. So tefillin l'chor is included. Shneimar David HaMelech says, "Nishbati v'ayikayema." I'll make a shvuah to be Mikhail lishmor mishpatei tzidkecha. Rabbi say together. Nishbati v'akayemo lishmor mishpatei tzidkecha. Nishbati v'akayemo Lishmoi mishbetei tzidkecha. Louder, Rabbi Sai. Nishbati v'akayemo. Lishmoi mishbetei tzidkecha. I know what the problem is. It's not gishmak enough. It's gishmak to do the daf. It's gishmak to do the daf. Did it die? Gishmak to do the daf. Oi, 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 oi. Gishmak to do the daf. Gishmak. Oi, did it die? Oh, yo, yo. I didn't die, oh, yo, yo, yo. I didn't die, Oh, did he die, oh, yo, yo. Oh, yo. It's not the dam, it's not. Did it know, you know? Oh, yo, yo, yo. La 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 la. Oh, la 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 la. Oh, yo, yo. Oh, yo, la 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 la. Oh, la 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 la. Zchus. We're holding 3 lines down from the top. We all have a shvuah. What do you mean? How are you going to add? How are you going to make a shvuah? How is it chal b'chlal? Says the Gemara. So there's 2 psukim going on here, really. There's this pasuk lahar alei, and there's this pasuk Chava Elisheva al nafshoy lo yachal dvaroi. You can't break your word. So, okay, there's no lahar alei, but there is bal yachal. Says the Gemara the shari leili inish lizaruzi nafshei. A person, even though it's not a good thing to make a shvuah, we're going to see later, not today. It's not a good thing. It's not recommended. But when it comes to mitzvahs, it's important to sometimes be mezayers yourself. Do something extra so that you will be Mikhail the mitzvah. Because we're in a special setting, it's not your typical shir. I just feel bad. I heard today when they showed the shir in RBS, it went 15 minutes into Shachris. Okay, so we'll have to figure it out. But I want to tell you a beautiful story that has to do with this Gemara of Lizaruzi Nafshei. The Abtaruv is really from Mezbesh, but he got a job. The Oiv Yisrael got a job in Abtar. And he said he'll be a Rav there on condition that they pay him a really nice salary. So he said, okay. One day, he said, okay, I'm out of here. I'm done. Well, what happened? We paid you well. Why? You're not happy with the tzibur? No, I'm very happy. So what's the problem? He said, I'll tell you. There are 2 brothers. Both didn't have children for many years. So one brother was about to go to Olam HaEmes, and he called his wife and he said, listen, I'm going. He said about himself, he's going, but you can't get married. I have a brother. Now, this brother was a pauper. This brother was going away. He was going bye-bye. He was very wealthy. He tells his wife, listen, you have to find your brother-in-law. He has to do chalitza. What should you do? Well, you have to promise him anything in the world, just find him. Okay, so he was nifter. She goes to the Rav. She says, what should I do? The Rav says, put out a memo that if you are the brother, you get half of the Yerusha. The brother, of course, it's money. The brother hears about it in some village somewhere. And he tells his wife, you hear, we're going to become wealthy. The almana is promising half the Yerusha. All I have to do is chalitza. So the wife looks at him, she says, listen, you're not taking a dime for this. This is a mitzvah that comes once in a lifetime. I don't want you to take a dime. Garnished. She says, okay, fine, I won't take a dime. She says, no. I want you to make a shvuah right now. You're going to promise me you're going to go there, you're not going to take a dime. She gives him the siddur carbon mincha. I don't know if you remember, we used to give our wives when we get married the carbon mincha. Takes the siddur, the carbon mincha, says make a shvuah. Hold on to the siddur. So he makes a shvuah. Now because he doesn't have any money, he thought he was going to get a loan from the Rav and he's going to pay him back with all the money he's going to make. Now he doesn't have any money to pay him back, so now he had to go by foot. There was a whole hassle for him. He went, traveled. He gets to the almana, and the almana says, here's half of the nechasim. Now he's very tempted. He's very tempted to take some of the money. She's offering it to him. Then he remembered he made a shvuah. L'zaruz nafshei. He said, I can't take the money. She says, no, but I insist. I said, if you come, no. So she said, you know what? I'm donating it to the city. Says the Aptaruv, you know how I know the story? Because when this individual, he left, he went home, back to his wife, and he said, okay, I don't know why, but we did it. We mechazik ourselves to do a mitzvah, l'shem shamayim, without any money involved. I don't know if I could put this in my book. 9 months to the day later, they had me, the Aptaruv. I'm a product of that story. And he promised the city, he said, listen, what happened was, I came here to take what was coming to me. I felt it was in the city's funds for whatever. She put it in because she said she's going to give half to Nechasim. He said he doesn't want it. So I came here and I basically used up my salary. Now it's over. I'm going back to Mezbesh. But I promise you one thing, that I'm going to call myself the Aptaruv, not the Mezbesh Rav or whatever. Aptaruv. By the way, the Koilel right now, the MDY Koilel is in Apter Shul in Oyev Yisrael in Ramat Bet Shemesh. Thought it was an interesting story of L'Zaruzi Nafshei. Usually I don't say such long stories, they're one-liners. Today, if you cover the Oilam. V'amarav Gidol Marav. Maybe if there's a clock, it might work better. You know what I have? Okay. I don't want Dov Harris is going to come soon and slap me by my ear. We said the shir is going to be over 7:52 and 37 seconds, and it's already 38. You don't understand the yekishkeit that goes on here. Crazy. I'm going to hire him for Motzi Shabbos Shiurim. It's like, I'm always like 20 minutes late, Motzi Shabbos. That's geschmack. Shmuel Goldstein, Rabbi saying. Okay. Person says, I'm going to get up early in the morning and I'm going to learn this parak. I'm going to learn this Masechta. Neder Godal Nodar Lilkei Yisrael. This is a complete neder with all the halachas of Nedarim. As the Gemara of Ali Mushba, he already was sworn into learning Torah, learning the Masechta. It's interesting because we're going to see soon the chiyuv that we have or don't have to learn Torah. Says the Gemara, my kamashmalan, the filu zaruzi ba'alma. So you're supposed to make a shvuah, even to say, oh, I'm going to start Daf Yomi today, I'm going to go to make a shvuah. We already learned that before. This is the chiddush. Since you could pater yourself from Torah just by saying Kriya Shema in the morning and Kriya Shema in the evening, so there is a shvuah. There is an Isser, and you're going to have to bring a carbon. Why? Because the only time you putter from a carbon is if you already have a pre-existing shvuah, like we had before. On the mitzvah, tefillin, you have a pre-existing shvuah, they have to wear tefillin, so when you add a shvuah to that, your shvuah is not chal for that, you don't bring a carbon. But over here, you're mechuyev to learn Torah every day. So I was yoytze my chiyuv of learning Torah with saying Kriya Shema. Now I wanted to add a Masechta, a Perek. That's not in the Shvuah. So now I made a new Shvuah. And if I'm not Mikhail it, I have to bring a carbon. Rabbi said, what's going on here? You could be Yoytze Torah with Kriya Shema. What about V'gisa v'yom v'layla? You're mechuyev to learn Torah day and night, all day, all night. V'shinantam levonecha. No. Here's the pasuk. Lo yamosh sefer haTorah hazeh mipicha v'hagisa bo yoyim v'layla. It's a pasuk. It's not a joke. So we have a heter to work and to make parnasa. It's a heter. L'chatchila, you should sit and learn day and night. So for this, Rabbi say you have to look in the Ran. Ran, 5 lines down from where it becomes wide. Let's do it together. Hoko mashmal on the kivin the iboyi poter nafshei. You have it? Yeah. Mistaberly, says the Ran, the lav dafka the bahachi miftar. You're not potter, says the Ran, just saying Kriya Shema. Sharei chayv kol adam lilmoy tomid yoim v'layla kifi koychay. Whatever strength you have, you're mechuyev to learn day and night. Vishinantam means you have to learn so well that you know what's going on. If somebody asks you a question anywhere in the Torah, you shouldn't stutter, you should tell them right away. And just saying Kriya Shema twice a day is not enough. Even the lesson of says the Ran, unbelievable, that the chiyuv, the mefurish chiyuv in the Torah is Kriya Shema. That's mefurish in the Torah. But the other chiyuvim to tell us that we have to learn Torah, this pasuk, is not in the Torah. It's in Nevi'im. It's in Yeshua. All the other places that we say that you have to learn Torah is a chiyuv, says the Ran. You have to see the Ran. He says you mechuyev. Just that's not mefurish in the Torah. The kol mida da'asim midrasha afal pishu min haTorah. He says it's min haTorah they have to learn day and night. Given the lesson mefurish bikra, it's not spelled out. B'rocha b'dcha aktana shvu chala alev. Then you can make a shvuah on top of it. In terms of shvuah, then the shvuah is chal on it because it's not 100% of the Torah, it's 90% of the Torah. As I like the Ran. Okay, we go weiter. Omar Reb Gidol Omarav. Hoimel chaveroi nashkim v'nishna perigzeh. Person tells his friend, let's have a chavrusha shaft. Let's go, let's learn. Allah of lahashkim, he has to wake up before his friend. He has to get there earlier. Shenamar v'yoymer Eli kum tzei elabiko v'shom dabir oisach. Baruch says to the Navi, come, let's make a meeting. I'll come speak to you. Ve'etzi elabiko v'nisham kvoid Hashem oimed. Hashem was there before him. So you see that if you tell your friend, let's learn, you should be there before him. Amar Rav Yosef, Nido b'chaloim. Very interesting. A guy has a dream. It's a bad dream. He dreams that they put him into a cherem, into nidui. It's not real. It's in a dream. But because it's a dream, dreams have power, and we're going to say that perhaps it's directly from HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'chvayde v'atzma. Hashem put him in nidui, and Hashem gave him the message in his dream, you're in nidui. Tzarich asara b'nei adam lahatir lo. If you have the Shechina itself putting you in nidui, then the only way to get out of it is with 10 people. 10 people is like the Shechina. Reminded me of a story, quick story, that my father heard this from Reb Nosson Kopshitz's brother. Reb Nosson Kopshitz's brother, the one that told my father's story, went to the stipler. And the stipler said, are you related to Reb Nosson Kopshitz? And my father stuck in there. He says, the stipler never asked what your name was and who you are. He asked him, are you Reb Nosson Kopshitz's relative? And he says, yes, it's my brother. He says, please have him come down here. So Reb Nosson Kopshitz went to the stipler. And Reb Nosson Kopshitz says, did you learn in the Beis Medrash Letterman? Letterman is the shul that Reb Chaim Kanievsky used to walk, that bridge. They used to walk in the shul. That's Letterman. So the one that made Letterman was an individual by the name of Mikhail Letterman. He didn't have any children, and he built this Beis Medrash. He used to live on top, above the Beis Medrash. And his minhag was to do sponja himself, clean the Beis Medrash by himself every Erev Shabbos. And he asked Reb Nosson, he says, you remember Reb Mikhail was doing sponja, and you were doing Shnayim Mikra. in the back of the shul, and Mikhail got upset at you. He yelled at you. He said, don't you see I'm doing sponja? Can't you leave and come back later? Can't you do it somewhere else? He says, you remember? Yeah. He says, I want to tell you. Mikhail was nifter 10 years ago. His neshama doesn't have menucha in olam emes. You have to go to his kever with 10 people and be moichalim. Stam, it's a Azoyas. I once saw by my own eyes a different story with the stipler that had literally Ruach HaKodesh, but that's for a different time. Akapanim, you see from the story a bunch of different things. The 10 people on the kever, Mechila. Also, how you have to be makbid and benon l'chaveroi. I have to give myself musar because to invite somebody like that, to yell at somebody, the neshama doesn't have menucha for many years. Akapanim. Omar Rav Yosef nido b'chaloim tzarach asara b'nei adam lahatri loi. And now listen to this bomb. V'hu detonu hilchasa. This is referring to 10 people that learn, the Ran says, that learn Gemara. Avol masnu, I'm asking you, Rabbi Isai, what if a person doesn't learn Gemara? A person learns Chasidus all day. Could he be one of these 10 people? No. He has to be a person that learns Gemara. Avol masnu, but if he learns Mishnah, v'loitanu, and he doesn't learn Gemara, loy. What does that mean? And this is a tremendous chizuk for us. I had an argument discussion with a doctor from London, sat next to me in the plane, and he told me, he said, what? He has a chabrusa every day. But he says he doesn't feel like what does he gain by Gemara, the whole thing. Taisus over here says on the spot that learning Gemara, think about it for a second. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put this person in Chayrim. How do you get out of Chayrim? You need the Rebbeinu Shalom, people that are connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom. People that just learn Mishnayos is not enough. In order, you hear what's going on here? A person that learns Gemara, maybe Daf Yomi, that's a person that is a Shechina mensch, and that person can take a person out of Chayrim. Nobody else can. As I state in Gemara, Avumasnu v'loitanu. He just learns Mishnayos. He learns. He does Shnai Mikra. He does Mishnai. Not enough. Gemara. Ru'i in Lishri Shechina, Taisus says. And if you don't have somebody that learns Gemara, then you could use somebody that, it's a city, he's in Chaim, you gotta help him out. So he's not even a Mishnayos person. And if you don't have even that, listen to this one. Parashas Drachim, sit at the way and and give Shalom Aleichem to 10 people. So what's pshat? If you give Shalom Aleichem to 10 people, they will say Shalom back to you. That zchus will be Megan. That zchus will save you. You hear? Person's in Chayrim. He has the Sitra Achra, all the bad things are weighing on his shoulders. You say Shalom Aleichem, 10 people say back to you Shalom Aleichem, that has a Shmira. Okay, it's a big side. Sometimes a person needs. We had Gemaras. A person is Chayv Asham. He's in a state of danger. State of danger. Say hello to people, and then say back. That's a. Omalei Ravinu Rashi. Two that were mechaber the Gemara. Yodaman Shamte. What if a person saw in his dream that Ruvain, he's the one that put him in Chayrim? So could he go back to Ruvain and say, listen, the halacha is that the person that puts you in Chayrim could take you out of Chayrim. You need that person. Now I know who he is. He was in my dream. The whole reason I'm in Chayrim today is because of a dream. So now let's go to the physical and take me out of Chayrim. They made that guy in the dream a shliach to put him to chayr. That's it. He doesn't have the right in real life to take you out. He was just the picture in the movie, in your dream, that says that you're in Cherem. But it's not, doesn't mean that he has all the rights. He's not the real person. He's a shliach. What if you saw in the same dream? They put you into Cherem in the dream, and they took you out of Cherem in the dream. The same dream that made you aser made you mutter. No, it doesn't work like that. This is a play on words in a pasuk. Just like there's no grain without a shaft. So every dream has a little bit of sheker in it. So this dream, we're going to have to say that he's really in Cherem, and the part that he took him out of Cherem, that we don't trust. Not reverse. You could say the part that he put him in Cherem, that's not the real part. No. The part that he's in Cherem, that's good. The part that came out of Cherem, that's not good. Okay, so a couple of things. Reb Chaim Kanievsky a few times, maybe many times, would wake up. He says, bring me the wine, I have to make a siyum. I just finished Nedarim in my dream. I just finished the Masechta in my dream. So the first time I heard the story, I thought that he dreamt that he made a siyum in his dream. So he had to make, then I chap, no, he actually finished the whole Masechta in his dream. He went through the whole thing. So he was learning Torah in his sleep, so he had to make a siyum. Fine. But somebody came to Reb Chaim Kanievsky and asked him, I dreamt also, I heard that you make a siyum on wine after you dream. He said, I dreamt that I made a siyum, that I finished all Masechta. Can I eat now meat, even though it's the 9 days? So Reb Chaim Kanievsky said, yeah, in your dream. And then comes the very famous story that somebody came to the Beis Yisrael and said, Rebbe, I dreamt that I'm a Rebbe. My father came and said, I should be the Rebbe. So the Beis Yisrael told him, it's very famous, he says, a dream like that has to happen to the Hasidim, not to the Rebbe. They should have dreamt that you're the Rebbe, not you, the Rebbe, to them. Shkoyach. Okay. But I thought, there's a few records we're gonna make tonight. Record number 1, this perhaps might be the largest Gemara shir that ever took place in London. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah? No? I hear Rabbi Bamberger has a pretty large shir, but like this. And that's in Manchester. I want to do something very interesting. There's 2 sides of the room. There's the right and the left, and there's one guy sitting in the middle. He's going to have to decide if he goes to the right or the left. But in yeshiva, in shul in Chicago, I didn't do it this year in Eretz Yisrael. I think we're going to do something mamish mardik, also a record. We're talking about a sugya if min hashamayim in your dream they were minada you. There's such a thing. Boys, take a look at the screen for a second. I want the guys on the right to say this loud together, and the guys on the left are going to say the bottom mutrlach mutrlach. Then we're going to switch it. You ready? Everybody together. Im nischayafti nidui min hashomayim, hareini mevakesh atoro mimalaschem. Mutrlach, mutrlach, mutrlach. Now, you guys, you ready? You got to do better than them. You ready? Practice. Loud. This is real. This is a real Ataras Nedarim. Im nischayafti nidui min hashomayim, hareini mevakesh atoro mimalaschem. Muterloch, muterloch, muterloch. Gewaldig. Broke records here. It's gewaldig. Huh? The Daf Amud Beis is sponsored as a zchus to continue being able to support Torah and to finish shots with Reb Eli. Refuah Shlaima, Baruch ben Sarah, Ito Yehudis bas Mindel, Lhatzlachas Miriam ben Ito Yehudis. It's interesting that the Ram brings here all the way on the top. What if a person dreamt about a neder? He made a neder in his dream that he's going to learn Torah 10 hours a day. He says, no. To make a neder, you have to say it with your mouth. It's not a nidui that somebody else put you in cherem. You made a promise. You have to be up and alive, conscious. You can't. And then he says, believe it or not, the Rashba argues on me, and the Rashba says that if you dream about a neder, you have a big problem, says the Rashba. You need a Torah Nedarim, or you have to be Mikhail the neder. Says the Gemara, Ravino Havelei Nidro Ludvisu. His wife, Ravina's wife, had a neder. Also the Kameder Ravashi. Now, you see the pasuk over here, it says, Kol neder v'chol shvuas isur lanis nafesh, isha yikimenu v'isha yiferenu. The husband has the right to undo the neder. L'chatchila, this is not hatoras nedarim, this is hafaras nedarim. Obviously, the Ran explains that this wasn't the case here. Ravina's wife made some sort of neder. Now, the only time we have this pasuk is if it applies to the husband. If the husband is negea b'davar, if somehow this bothers the husband, then he has the right. If it doesn't bother the husband, let's say she made a neder, she's going to say Tehillim every day when he's at work, so he doesn't have the right to be mefer. It has to do with the yonei ishus, whatever it is with the husband and the wife. If she's very bitzar and that bothers him, fine. Says the Ran, therefore we must be talking about one of the nedarim that he doesn't have the right to be Mikhail in this pasuk, or he only has a 1-day window. Maybe it's 2 days later. He heard about it, he forgot to do it, he didn't care then, and now he cares. So he goes, also the Kameder Ravashi. Again, Ravina and Ravashi who wrote the Gemara. Can I represent my wife in her charata? She regrets it. Omalei, says Ravashi, in. If the people were sitting there already, great. Eloi. I don't know if you've ever been in a base measure. Sometimes somebody comes over to you and says, I have to make a Torah Nedarim for my wife or whatever. They can't. If you're already sitting, it's okay. But to go schlep people, that you can't do. Says the Gemara, we see from here 3 things. It's okay for a husband to step in instead of his wife and explain why she made the neder, whatever the reason is. Ravina didn't have the right to, Ran explains, one of the pshatim, maybe just grab 3 people and be mater neder. What are you asking Ravashi? No, you don't do it in front of a Rebbe. When they are already sitting down, it's okay, but if they're not sitting down, not okay. Vishamta. But if a person is a cherem, and now he had charata, he did tshuva, and he wants to get out of it, afilu ba'asud rabbe, even if it's in the place of his Rebbe, it's not going to be a b'gia on the Rebbe. We got to get this done quickly. We got to get him out of his nidui, and therefore you're allowed to. Says the Gemara, v'yachid mumcha shari shamta, a guy who's a pro. Now, there's machlokes rishonim here. According to the Ramban, he has to be a musmach. Obviously, we don't have musmach today. He has to be a musmach. According to the Rambam, he has to be baki in the halachas of Nedarim, which most agree that today we don't even have that. We don't have people that are just mumcham in all the halachas of Nedarim, etc., etc. So there's a shaila. Could you be mater neder in the email, on the internet, on Zoom? Do you have to be there in person? No, what does the Olam say? So, Machlaikis, that's Hillel Kamyansky's. Nobody else is allowed to say it besides him. Okay, yeah, according to the Rambam, it would come out that according to the Rambam, it would come out that the person making the neder has to be present. No internet, no letters. But according to the Ran, it seems like you could even do it in a letter. You could send a letter, so you could do it on the internet, and it would be okay. Says the Gemara. Omar, this I believe is also a record. And I'm going to take the record, even though every Magachir is going to say these lines, but I'm going to be the only Magachir to point out that these 4 lines, maybe the only time in Shas, that it's the biggest freebie, 4 lines of just names of those who said it, like 8 names or so, but it's 20% of the daf. 20% of the Amud. Here we go. Mamash a freebie. Omar Reb Shimon bar Zvid, 1. Omar Reb Yitzchak bar Tavli, he heard it from the name of Reb Yitzchak bar Tavli. Omar Reb Chia Rika, from the tall Chia, the Bei Rebacha. Omar Reb Zera in the name of Reb Zera. Omar Reb Elazar in the name of Reb Elazar. Omar Reb Chanina in the name of Reb Chanina. Omar Reb Meyashem Mishmei, the Reb Yehuda bar Eloi. Finally, these 4 lines are 20% of the 20 lines on the Amud. Check it out. This must be a very, very important memra that it brings all these people where it came from. It's possible that people recognize this pasuk and are not exactly familiar. They don't remember where. So I'll tell you. If you ever do Yom Kippur Katan, this pasuk is in there. My son will shine to you those who have Yireh Shamayim, those who fear my name. What does that mean? These are people that fear Hashem's name to say it in vain. They don't say, oh my G-O-D, or whatever it is. They don't say Hashem's name in vain. Shemesh Tzedakah Umarpei. The Shemesh, that's the sun, that's a tzedakah from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Umarpei, and it heals. Umar Bayish Mamino, Chirgil Diyoimo Masei. You know, when you see, the Rishonim explain it like this, when you see the ray of the sun coming through a window, that's when you can pick up the dust particles in the air. You see all these things flying around. That, says the Gemara, has healing powers. Umar Bayish Mamino, Chirgil Diyoimo Masei. Lakish says no. You're saying that the sun is referring to the physical sun in this world, and I'm saying that it's lo'olam haba. Domar ein gehenim lo'olam haba. So the Ran right away says, what do you mean? There's no gehenim? Of course, there's gehenim. A Rasha goes to gehenim immediately when he dies. We're talking about lost the lavi in the times of Mashiach, not when a person dies. Elo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, moitzi chamim min artiko. HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes out the sun from its nartik, from its pouch. Tzadikim misrapim bo, u'rishoyim nidoinim bo. You hear Rabbi Isai? Sofan Spaneach says that in Olam HaEmes, there's one giant beis medrash. There's a giant beis medrash. And the tzaddikim, they go into the beis medrash and they're enjoying themselves. You know why? Because they know what's flying. They know what's going on. They learn Shas. They know Torah. They're familiar with the musagim. And then you have the Rishoyim that come into the beis medrash and they don't know what to do. There's no video games. There's no internet. There's nothing. There's a chair and a stender. And they're mouth open for millions and millions of years. It's very painful. There's a Gemara that says that Reb Yossi, he says every single day there's going to be a din. You're going to have a din every single day. So the big question is, what do you mean? Rosh Hashanah is the day. What do you mean every day? So the answer is based on a mashal from the Baal Shem Tov. Was it a story or a mashal? What is it? Ma'aseh Shahaya. It's a mashal of the Baal Shem Tov. Shem Tov says there was an old Yid, wrinkles on his face, 70-year-old man, a water carrier. Hardest job, schleps water every single day. So they asked him, Shem Tov asked him, say it's about Shem Tov. He says, "No, Rabbi Yid, how you doing?" He says, "How am I doing? Look at me. I'm bent over, I have wrinkles, I work like a dog, I don't have any money for tomorrow, every day after work, I can't retire. What do you mean? How am I doing? Look at me." The next day, he met him, and he says, "How you doing?" He says, "How am I doing? I'm, Baruch Hashem, able to carry the water, I make a parnasa, my friends are in bed in a nursing home somewhere, they have no life, it's all over for them. I have chiyos." He said, "No, what happened? What happened? Yesterday you told me it's the worst, today's the best." It's the same water carrier, it's the same weight, it's the same job, but it's the attitude, it's in the head. Perhaps you can say the same thing here in this Gemara. It's not exactly what the Gemara is saying, but this could apply to every single person on a daily basis with the tzaras that every single person has in this world. And it could apply also to Daf Yomi. You could look at it as the sun is out there burning me up. Mamish burning me up. I can't stand it. Where's the air conditioner? Or you could look at it and say, this is the healing of the sun. This sun is mirapeh me. I love the sun. I need the vitamin D. I need to get into the sun. You can look at it and say, there's no Revayim. Look at these tzaras HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me this and that. It's not fair. You can take it and say, oh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves me and He gave this to me because I can handle it. It's there for a reason. And you can take it and you can look at it and say, this Daf Yomi business. Give me, out of the 365 days, give me 2 days off. 2 days vacation. That's all I'm asking for, Ribono Shel Olam. You can say, no. That's the godless of Daf Yomi. That's the beauty of Daf Yomi that no other program in the world has. Every single day I'm connected to Ribono Shel Olam. Every single day. It doesn't matter if it's Yom Kippur. It doesn't matter if you're in the safari, you're on vacation, you're on holiday. Every single day. You can look at it, oh, it's a drag. How can I do this every day? No. Because I do it every day, that's what makes me stronger, that's what makes me better. I become a better Yid. Rabbi Sai, have a gewaldige evening. Yizkors for having me. Thank you. Oh, let's finish. Hold on. I forgot. Got lost there. Okay. Shenemar, v'zorcho lochem yirei shmi shemesh v'goymer. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving us the sun for the Yirei Shemayim, v'loyoid elo shemis adnim ba. A person becomes better, becomes meudan. Shenemar, v'yitzasem ufishtem ke'eglei marbek. You go out there and you flourish, says the Arizal Scroll, ke'eglei marbek, like these fattened cows, which reminds me of Reb Volba. He said he was once passing by in Switzerland on the train, and he saw an unbelievable scene. He sees beautiful mountains. I don't know if you've ever been there. Mustama, you guys are close, so you've all been there. It's unbelievable. Manoyer and the Neflois Hashem, the little snow on the top of the mountain and the green, and the cows are grazing. He's like, unbelievable. And then he hears a non-Yid say, I wish I was a cow. He says, unbelievable. That's his musig in life. He wishes he could be a cow. Because it's so, Imamish missed the boat. It's okay. But Yitzasa ufishtem ke'egli marbek. Chaim, Nidoinim ba, and the Chaim are going to use that same sun. It's going to go against them. Shenemar, hine yoim ba, boyer ketanur, etc., etc. It's going to burn them up, the cash. The boy say, have a wonderful day.